Hello, excuse the snoring, and welcome to Prog Review 575. And today I'm talking about Portico Quartet's album. It's their fourth studio album, Art in the Age of Automation. This came out last year, but I just kind of slipped my mind. It slipped my mind, but I noticed it was on eMusic, so I gave it a listen. They're back to being Portico Quartet again. Previously, the last album, London, was it? No, not London Fields. Living Fields. What do I think it's called? London Fields. I'm thinking of the Martin Amis book, aren't I? Living Fields, which was released back in 2015. Really, well, recorded in Leighton. That's where I come from. Living Fields was they just called themselves Portico, and they went a little bit left field, too left field, and they lost me. They went too electronica, and it didn't appeal to me very much. So I was kind of not that up for another album. I thought, I was kind of indifferent to it, you know. I thought, oh, here we go again. Because I think they did really throw out the baby with the bathwater with their previous record, you know, ditching the things that made them Portico Quartet. So imagine my surprise, hurrah, hooray, that they returned back to form. Oh, that's better. I do like things that don't change. I do like things that stay the same. No, I mean, I like progression, but sometimes you can, go too far. And that's kind of, what they did. They went a bit too far. Again, this is an instrumental album. Instrumental album. Clocks in at 50 minutes 37. And if you are familiar with any of their previous albums, you'll know that they have a very interesting. It's kind of I don't know, what do you call it? Ambient jazz, electronica, minimalism. There's a distinct nod to minimalism with this record, which is good. But they use a very interesting tone palette, sound palette. Sound palette. That sounds alright. Sounds like I know what I'm talking about. In that they have a saxophonist, and I don't know if he plays anything else. I don't know. What did he play? Does it tell you? Does it tell you who's? Does it tell you who's playing? I think it is a saxophonist and among other things. But it's the hang drum or pan drum, which is like an upside down steel drum. If you can imagine that. I don't know. Can you imagine that? That's put me right off. So you have a saxophone, double bass, the hang drum, which is like so absolute, and a drummer. They also have like keyboards as well. They've kind of augmented their sound now, so it's a very interesting sound. And I was lucky to see them at the Barbican play live in their original incarnation. They opened for Penguin Cafe back in the day, and I thought they were a marvellous band. And like I said, I've been a champion of them since about 2008. Their debut album, Knee Deep in the North Sea, got me through the year of grief and woe. And I was not necessarily knee deep in the North Sea, but more like neck deep in the North Sea. So, and that album was a real aid, real help. So I've always been a champion of them. So yeah, I was quite glad to hear this new album. It's more of the same. Very ambient, very melodic. Feeling. It's loose. It feels like it's been improvised. Probably hasn't. And they've got the balance just right between like kind of jazz and electronica and minimalism. And I've really enjoyed listening to it. It's been really, really pleasant to have them back. I can't really. I think if you want like standout tracks. Oh no, do we have to talk about standout tracks? I think Endless, which opens the album, and A Luminous Beam are the top tracks on the record, but you know, again, it's one of those records that you just put on and you let it flow over you. It flows, and it flows really well. I was even listening to it in the garden, doing the gardening, and it really helped me get through that horrible job. So do give it a listen. I'm going to give it a good rating. I'm going to give it 5. I'm going to give it 5 luminous beams out of 5 because I can. That's what I can do. So yeah, do check it out. The interesting thing is they've got a companion album out, which is coming out it's coming out next week. Blimey! There you go, on the 27th of April, which is called Untitled, and it's a companion album to this. So it should be interesting to see or hear. Why do I say see? It'll be interesting to hear how that pans out. So yeah, but yeah, do give it a go, and do check out their previous albums, especially the first two. The first two are very, very much worth the listen. But avoid Living Fields. Maybe I'll go back to it. I've probably got that one wrong as well. I'm sure it's probably brilliant as well, but it just didn't click with me when I heard it the first time when it was released. So that's that. I think I've done all I can do. Oh yeah, and there's that's it, isn't it? Right? Yeah, there's nothing else to. I think we've done it all. Yeah. Yeah, we've done it. So anyway, thanks for watching. I've been talking about Art in the Age of I nearly said information. That's wrong. Art in the Age of Automation by Portico Quartet. It's their 4th album. You can get it on eMusic if you've got a subscription to that. Definitely worth checking it out. And that's that. My name's been Darren Locke. There's only one more thing to say. You know what that is. Is it prog? Is it prog? It sounds a bit proggy. Doesn't it sound proggy? I think it's proggy. Prog on.